This is it. This is Friday. Friday is so great. Fridays are the best days. This is our first ever Pokemon 150 Fun Day. The name needs so much work, but we're just going to roll with it. We're giving away a booster box of Pokemon 151 every single Friday until the set releases. So today is the first day we're giving away a booster box of Pokemon 151, the most recent set that released in Japan, featuring all Pokemon, the original 151 Pokemon. There's Alakazam EX, there's Charizard EX, there's Blastoise EX, special art rares all over the place. The set is amazing. It is so beautiful. The artwork is sublime. Unfortunately, demand is a huge issue. Supply not meeting demand standards, and because of that, it's being scalped like crazy. It's being resealed like crazy. It's a giant mess over there. But we did get our hands on some that we're giving away. Just because you guys deserve a chance to have fun and open it without being ripped off. So, every single Friday, we're giving away a booster box of Pokemon 151. We're calling it Pokemon 150 Fun Day every single Friday. And today's winner is Peace Frog 30. So congratulations to Peace Frog 30. You are the winner of a brand new Pokemon 151 booster box. All you need to do is just message me your information. You can find me on Twitter at Danny__O, on Instagram at Danny.Phantom, or you can just send me an email, DannyPhantomContent@gmail.com. I just need verification of your channel and your address, and then I can ship this bad boy out. If you didn't win, that's okay, because we're going to keep giving away a box every single week until September 22nd, which is when it releases in the United States. So if you want to win a booster box of Pokemon 151, all you have to do is hit that subscribe button down below. Just give it a little tickle, a little poke, and then leave a comment and a like on this video. Come back next Friday to see if you're the winner. That's it. Boom. Super simple, right? So just subscribe, like, comment on this video, and you're entered to win. Come back next Friday to see if you're a winner. All right. Enough with that stuff. We're going to talk about Evolving Skies, because Evolving Skies is always something that we talk about for some reason. I've gotten so many questions about this Evolving Skies reprint that apparently is coming. So first of all, Lost Origin is getting reprinted. Lost Origin is getting reprinted at the beginning of July. There's going to be more boxes that become available. Quite a few of them. A decent size reprint that is coming available. A lot of distributors are kind of bundling this with additional product that they're getting from Pokemon. Scarlet and Violet base booster boxes, Silver Tempest booster boxes, Battle Academies, Silver Tempest. They must have printed just a boatload of Silver Tempest build and battle stadiums, because a lot of that stuff's getting bundled together. Unfortunately, so that means a lot of your LGSs who are getting reprints are going to have to take on a lot of additional product that doesn't necessarily move as well, but that's besides the point. Evolving Skies reprints has been something that a lot of people have been talking about. It's been confirmed by a lot of different storefronts, and I want to talk to you today about if this is actually happening. So before we jump into the actual information that I got from distribution, I do want to remind everybody exactly how distribution works with Pokemon, because there's two different funnels and two different channels basically that Pokemon distributes their cards to get into the hands of you, the collector, which is right at the bottom here. This is you. We're pointing at you right here. So there's two different methods. There's one method which you can see on my left-hand side here, or my right-hand side here, where it goes to a distributor like GTS, like Southern Hobby. There's a whole list of distributors. If you want to find out who Pokemon distributors are, just go to Google and type in who are Pokemon TCG distributors. There's a list of all the distribution companies that sell Pokemon cards at wholesale pricing to LGSs, to online stores, places like that they can sell, turn around and sell the Pokemon cards to the end consumer. Those distributors buy the product from Pokemon at a small markup to then turn around and sell to storefronts, who then buy it from distributors at a small markup to then turn around and sell to the collector. So we have the Card Coliseum here. That's us. Safari Zone, which I'm sure many of you have bought from before. Troll and Toad, which is basically the biggest empire when it comes to online shopping, when it comes to TCG. So distributors sell to card stores, who then sell to you, the end consumer. The other way, the other funnel, is Pokemon sells directly to marketing companies, who then stock big box stores. So a lot of marketing companies, when you go into Target, when you go into Walmart, and you see, these shelves full of checkline blisters and sleeve boosters and things like that, those are not being sold by Target or Walmart. In a lot of cases, those are being sold by these marketing companies like MJ Holding, like Excel Marketing, who come in and they have restock days and things like that. So they buy from Pokemon directly, stock it in these big box stores, and then you go to the store, buy these cards, and then open them. Also, nowadays it looks like Pokemon is also selling directly to these big box stores to sell booster boxes and things like that online. We talked about that a few weeks ago about Best Buy having booster boxes, Target having booster boxes, places like that. So these are the two distribution channels, the two funnels. They are not in any way connected. So the information that we talk about here is really only pertinent to GTS, Southern Hobby distributors, because that is what we work with as an online store, as an online LGS. So LGS is when they talk about reprints. In no way, shape, or form does it have anything to do with Walmart, Target, Best Buy, GameStop. That is a completely different funnel. Those get restocks all the time. So you might still go see Evolving Skies ETBs on the shelves at Walmart frequently because there's still enough back stock, still enough stock in place that they can kind of restock the shelves. Maybe they put out a limit of only a certain amount of time, like what they did with Hidden Fates ETBs, where they were only limiting each store to like 10 every week for, 16, 18 weeks. So it's important to understand the distribution channel because reprints, they do not go hand in hand. So here's Evolving Skies. Here's the information that I got from distribution. Evolving Skies reprint, specifically involving Elite Trainer boxes. There was a lot of news that broke about how there's going to be this boatload of ETBs that is going to hit the market. First of all, there are still being ETBs that are stocked. It's hard to find, but it does happen at Walmart. There's been a lot of people who have had success. Just go over Twitter, go over Reddit. There's a lot of people who have found Elite Trainer boxes of Evolving Skies. They've hunted, they've just found them kind of laying on the shelves at Walmart that they can still find at MSRP. So Evolving Skies reprint, not really. However, we are getting some, but it is very little. Now, the important thing to understand is these distribution center. Now, there's a list. Like I said, you can go look at the list of 25, 30 different distribution channels that exist. They get a certain amount that is allocated to them from Pokemon, from the Pokemon Company International. And they say, Pokemon Company International says, hey, distributor, we're going to give you this many Evolving Skies ETBs. You get to just split it up amongst your stores however you want. Now, these distribution companies have hundreds, if not thousands, of stores that they work with. Think of all the mom and pops, all the online brick and mortars, all the regular brick and mortars that are all over the place that work with distribution. Not just game stores, not just TCG stores, but you're talking about hobby stores. You're talking about a lot of different areas, even grocery stores in some cases that are mom and pop owned, or convenience stores that work with distributors to sell Pokemon cards. So if Pokemon is like, hey, just so you know, Southern Hobby, you're going to get 3 pallets of Evolving Skies ETBs. Those 3 pallets need to last for every single company, every single brick and mortar, every single LGS, every single hobby store that Southern Hobby has. So somehow Southern Hobby needs to divvy that up. So there is going to be a reprint, restock, whatever you want to call it. And we don't really get the information if Pokemon is going to be, if this is a reprint or a restock. For all we know, this could just be, hey, MJ Holdings and Excel had a ton of extra ETBs, so they shifted them back to the Pokemon Company to prevent theft and issues that they're having in the store. And Pokemon's like, okay, well, let's give these to distribution companies instead to just kind of split up amongst their stores, but it's going to be very small. So you're talking about a drop in the bucket. Now, personally, and I may be in the minority of some people here, but I would love an Evolving Skies reprint. I think an Evolving Skies reprint would be great. I think the market can sustain. I think the market can absorb. I think the market would do well with it. I think that Evolving Skies is one of those sets, kind of like Hidden Fates, where you can put a lot more packs into the market and it's not going to ruin the market as much. It's getting to a point right now where $8, $9, $10 for booster packs of Evolving Skies is just too much. It's just too much for a set that's not even 2 years old yet, and people want the opportunity to open Evolving Skies. And personally, I don't see why people wouldn't want a reprint of Evolving Skies, because it does put more on the market. That brings single prices down a little bit. I understand that. However, the last reprint did not bring single prices down. It actually made them go up. But it gives everybody who is involved in Pokemon, whether you're an investor or a collector or a hobbyist or a TCG player, it gives everybody the opportunity to get more Evolving Skies to do what they want with. And I think Evolving Skies is going to be one of those sets long haul that's going to be very, very popular, kind of like what we talked about yesterday with Hidden Fates. So it does look like there's going to be a very, very minuscule reprint or restock of Evolving Skies ETBs. However, I don't think it's going to be noticeable to just about any. There's going to be a lot of storefronts that don't get any ETBs at all because there is so little to go around, and you have a massive company like Troll and Toad that might only get a couple cases, which isn't going to be enough to really change the price at all. Now, I could be wrong. This could just be the distributors that I work with, and I only work with a few of them. So this could just be the information that they're saying. Maybe there's a couple other distributors that are getting a ton of Evolving Skies ETBs. Everybody gets different information, but this is the information that I'm going on that I wanted to pass along. Let's look at Evolving Skies a little bit here so you can see what sealed product has done over the past year. It's absolutely insane. Starting with the booster box right here, you can see where it was in July of 2022. That's when we had the last reprint of Evolving Skies, which was decently sized. It brought prices down close to that MSRP level. You can see that 1 year low of 144.36. Now, it did have a couple of valleys, a couple of dips right there in February where it dropped back down below $300, but other than that, it's just been consistently climbing, and now it's past the $400 mark. Now it's getting to the point where it's above even the Celebrations Ultra Premium Collection. It's sitting at 401.87 currently. Now, it has leveled off a little bit over the last couple months, a much slower incline, but it does continue to climb, which is very, very interesting. If we look at the actual booster box case, now cases are a very interesting thing because in Japan it requires a premium, but usually in the US it does not require a premium at all. You actually get a discount on case purchases because typically you're buying in bulk, which brings the price down a little bit. So if we look at the actual case price here, once things get a little bit more less available, so quantities go down like cases, then you start paying premiums. Then you start worrying about premium prices and things like that. So that's where this case price is starting to come from. That's why you have average booster box prices a little bit above the $400 mark when it comes to buying a case. But you can see in July of 2022, again, 1 year low of $859.50, and then just real steady growth, just massive growth over the past year. You're looking at almost 200% growth, sitting at $2,441.05 right now for a sealed case, which is absolutely insane. Evolving Skies ETBs, so this is what we were just talking about. You can see Evolving Skies ETBs did get reprinted in September of last year, so we saw a massive decline when these got reprinted, and it was a decent size reprint that Pokemon actually communicated to distributors, and distributors had quite a few that they were then able to divvy up amongst all their LGSs. So in September of 2022, that happened and brought pricing down close to that MSRP level again of 43.64, but then it skyrocketed. In December, it had already hit almost $70 now, and it kind of leveled off a little bit over the next 6 months, but still slower inclines. Hit $79.40 at the beginning of June. That's a 1 year high. Now it's backed off a little bit at 78.02, but still ridiculously high. That's the case for both ETBs. There's two different artworks, but I'm only going over one here. Here's the Pokemon Center exclusive Elite Trainer box, which Pokemon does. This is one of them that's just never been in stock. Like, it's just very tough to find. However, it wouldn't surprise me if Pokemon was like, hey, we're going to give Evolving Skies Elite Trainer boxes out there as a Pokemon exclusive option. We're going to reprint these. Wouldn't surprise me at all because Pokemon can control the market on that. But you can see in July, September, October, November, December, relatively flat, right around that $120 mark, and then really started taking off. Now, this reprint window that we're talking about kind of seems to be closing a little bit when it comes to Evolving Skies. There has been situations in the past where Pokemon has reprinted sets that have been a couple years old, so wouldn't surprise anybody, I don't think, if Evolving Skies did get reprinted again. But you can see in February of 2023, about a year and a half after Evolving Skies release, that's when it really started blowing up. Now it's sitting at 173.60, a 1 year high for the Evolving Skies exclusive Elite Trainer box. Here's the Evolving Skies booster packs. We saw a decent dip in May because of all those Costco tins that were being opened, which kind of flooded the market with a lot of additional Evolving Skies packs. But when you pan out and you look at the overall performance over the past year, very, very strong growth from Evolving Skies booster packs. $3.94 brought down below MSRP in July of 2022 after we had that massive reprint. And then you just see a lot of growth. In February of 2023, you can see a decent dip where it went back down to $5. But again, just more and more growth after that. Now it's just continuing to climb really quickly, sitting at $8.16 for a modern day in competitive format booster pack. Evolving Skies, absolutely crazy. Evolving Skies sleeve boosters, you still see these kind of circulating at different grocery stores. Now, I can't tell you which grocery stores exactly because we don't have any of them in Wisconsin that I'm aware of, but I know that there have been a lot of people who have found success at grocery stores that do carry Pokemon cards. There's a bin or there's a Pog that has a bunch of these hanging on a peg hook or something like that, but you can see Evolving Skies sleeve booster packs still performing extremely well, sitting at $9.24 $5.94 currently. So that's a year high for that. In September of 2022, it did fall to a one-year low of $5.78. But other than that, it's been relatively consistent. You do see December to February relatively flatlining and then going up not too long after that in March, April, and May. And now, like I said, sitting at $9.24. If you look at the Build and Battle box, now I don't think we're going to have a lot of these ancillary products being reprinted. And because of that, a lot of these have just continued to grow and grow in price. The Build and Battle box was at $28.44 a year ago in July of 2022. Went up a little bit, went down a little bit in October before seeing this meteoric rise after that. Now it's almost doubled in price, sitting at $49.73 currently. That's a one-year high for that. If we look at the Build and Battle Stadium, which was interesting because this is the only Build and Battle Stadium that's sold extremely well. Build and Battle Stadiums across the board otherwise not doing as well, but this was the first time Pokemon ever did a Build and Battle Stadium, was with Evolving Skies. Relatively flat for the second half of 2022, right around that $70 mark, and then skyrocketed after that. And now look where it's sitting at $111.52, a one-year high for the Build and Battle Stadium. The 3-pack blisters also doing extremely well. There's two different variants. The Umbreon performing better. This one is sitting at $45.74 currently. That's a one-year high for this, basically doubled in price over the past year. You can see it sitting at $23.81 in July of 2022, just continued growth. And then we're just looking at the VMAXs for the singles. Umbreon VMAX did see a bit of a dip there in December where it went backwards until February, where it dropped down to about $450. But this is insane for a modern day card. Just goes to show you the demand for this Umbreon VMAX. July of 2022, right after we saw that reprint, it was at $307.28. A lot of people thought, okay, this might come down because there's going to be a lot more that hit the market. It just didn't end up happening. Started growing and growing, and now it's sitting over $600. $652.25 was the high point, which it hit in May. Now it's come back a little bit, but still sitting at $625.27. If we look at the Rayquaza VMAX, this one hasn't performed as well, and the other VMAXs actually haven't performed as well as what we just saw from the Umbreon. So you can see in September of 2022, this one actually hit a one-year high of $311.40. Then backed off a little bit and dropped down to about $260 before starting to climb back up. Almost got to that $300 mark. Now it's backed off again, sitting at $286.14 currently. The Leafeon VMAX kind of following the same path as what we just saw from the Rayquaza VMAX. In July of 2022, this one fell to $111.04. Saw some massive growth right away, like what we saw with a lot of other alternate arts across the board. Kind of hit a one-year high, plateaued a little bit at $173.09, then backed off all the way back down below $150. Now it's climbed back up close to that one-year high again, sitting at $168.80. The Glaceon VMAX, also the same thing, however, a little bit steeper of a decline and hasn't rebounded as nicely. In September of 2022, it shot up, so we saw $117.44 one-year low in July, shot up to over $170, so $180.77 was its one-year high, which it hit in October before backing off and going all the way back down below $140. Now it's recovered a little bit, but still sitting at $142.25 currently, so still closer to its one-year low than its one-year high. Same thing for the Sylveon VMAX. You can see this one actually had a later one-year low than the last ones we looked at. $120.27 was where it hit in September of 2022 before jumping up like crazy to that $154.38 mark. So basically jumping 20% in the span of a month and then backed off a lot. And now it's currently sitting at $137.52. So again, basically in between its one-year low and one-year high. So that's all the cards we're looking at from Evolving Skies. I wanted to keep it more focused on the sealed items because I think a reprint might impact those a little bit more. But I honestly, as much as I would like an Evolving Skies reprint and as much as I would like more booster boxes hit the market and ETBs, I just don't see it's not happening currently. This isn't going to be it. So hopefully down the road in the next few months, like I said, I would really prefer one to happen. I think a lot of people should prefer one to happen. Maybe we'll see one, but as of right now, it looks like the Evolving Skies ETB reprint, at least from my distributors, is going to be relatively small, which probably won't impact the market very much. Hope you guys like the information. If you do, hit that subscribe button down below. Leave a like, leave a comment. Those are all important things to do, so that way you can win a Pokemon 151 booster box. But thank you so much just for taking the time to watch and listen. Really appreciate you guys. I'll talk to you again until in a couple days. Until then, peace.